I don't really know what this would be, but it's just a video called Honkai Star Rail has gone too far. But apparently it's about Genshin, which is why I don't know what this means or what kind of video this is. So I guess we'll see.
Battle Pass ending immediately at 50 and not continuing on with repeated rewards.
Oh, is it just gonna be comparisons between the two games, dude? Is this gonna make me depressed?
They picked some of the worst activities to put in this.
Oh.
Star Rail's system is so much easier, often taking a third of the time of dailies in Genshin or less.
Okay, but let's not act like dailies in Genshin take forever, dude. It's 10 minutes and you're done, even with the long ones.
Every Trailblazer who has unlocked the mail feature shall receive, via mail, one limited 5-star character doctor ratio.
That's not... Yeah, we already got ours. We got ours first, you know? That's...
You might have guessed from the intro that this...
Wait, what did that comment say? Do the devs have any idea what kind of fandom civil war this will be fueling for years to come? They just want the world to burn, don't they? Joke. Not
You
wrong.
might have guessed from the intro that this isn't about Honkai Star Rail. Rather, it's about Genshin Impact. More the comparison between the two, that's been going on ever since Honkai Star Rail's release. These two games have been compared in almost entirely Star Rail's favor since even before Star Rail was officially released to the public. Quality of life features that people have been asking for in Genshin for years have been implemented in Honkai Star Rail from the very start and continue to get added every single patch.
We have
even
that now.
things that people were already praising in Honkai Star
I'm already coughing so hard, dude. We have that now.
Rail's favor have recently seen improvements, including the Battle Pass and the daily system, both being revamped to be way more user-friendly. Meanwhile, in Genshin, we recently saw the encounter point system, which many people really do love. It is a good thing for a lot.
Hot take here. I think the encounter point system in Genshin fucking sucks. Like, I don't even think it's, like, kinda good. I think it's just kind of bad. Here's why I dislike it, chat. Here's why I dislike it. I feel like it's lazy. And the reason I feel like it's lazy is because it's only useful, realistically, when there's a new story or event, which is good for like 1 day or 2 days per patch, per 6 weeks. Then it's fucking useless. Unless you don't explore and you do a shit ton of exploration throughout the entire patch. But I know the majority of players will have exploration done within like a few days or like at least the first couple of weeks of the patch. Also, it's only accessible at AR40. That's also true. I think we could have got something a lot more useful for people that actively play the game a lot rather than people that barely play the game, log in, do a bit of exploration and do it. But I get it. They got to cater to people that log in and do dailies and stuff as well. I just think it could have been better. I think it could have been a lot better.
A lot of players out there, but for some players,
the only time it's good for me is when there's a new story quest or conquest. Otherwise, I'll just do the fucking commissions, which take 6 minutes or whatever.
many people really do love. It is a good thing for a lot of players out there, but for some players, it was left lacking a little. Even though I myself was quick to criticize the system and point out flaws that I saw in it, I still use it every single day I can, and I
don't
love that it's included in the game. It's just, it still is a little disappointing when even the improved version of Genshin's dailies were worse than Honkai Star Rail's daily system, which just got massively improved in its most recent patch. We have had the improved...
Okay, but it did get massively improved in the recent patch because you now like get one just for logging in, right? However, I think what was that thing with the new like CN laws, or will that only affect? I think that only affects CN and not global. To be fair, so it should be okay anyway. Never mind.
Just got massively improved in its most recent patch.
Yes.
We have had the improved daily system in Honkai Star Rail for only 1 week so far, but in that 1 week, I have never failed to complete my entire run of dailies just by spending Star Rail's equivalent of resin, and not even a full days, just like a couple runs worth.
Wait,
That's
really?
just dailies. That is a relatively small thing in the grand scheme of things, but it is something we do every day, so having it be an annoying process is something you don't exactly want. Not to...
You get your dailies complete now if if you just spend resin, it's like a minute or two. That's crazy to me. Holy, that's actually kind of impressive.
Mentioned with the unknown state of the current Chinese laws being proposed, it's possible that just dailies won't even be around that much longer in these games.
That's what I was saying.
The Battle Pass going beyond 50 is something I was asking for a very long time, and it's something that I always thought was missing, given many other games have them, even in games that have significantly more difficult battle passes to complete. Then bam, not even 1 year of Honkai Star Rail, and they already have this feature. That's probably the one that stung me the most. The thing.
Okay, I do want to talk about this. Oh, wait, the CN laws got rolled back? They're cancelled? Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. That's cool, though. The Battle Pass in Genshin has had quote-unquote buffs over time. If we remember, didn't they add fragile resin to the Battle Pass in like 1.3 or something? Like way back when. Don't forget, Star Rail is still in its early stages, so these kind of buffs did happen for Genshin around the same time of the game. So it did get improved, but
it got cancelled cause the guy who proposed it got sacked for proposing it cause the CN gaming community went into shambles economic-wise lol.
Wait, the guy who proposed the law got fired? Okay, I'm laughing, but that's not funny. That's kind of fucked up. Deserved? I disagree. But anyway, like I was saying, the Battle Pass in Genshin, I feel like it needs another buff, and I do feel like we need more levels. I feel like it needs pretty much, and hear me out here, chat, I feel like it needs pretty much a ground up rework. I feel like the Battle Pass could very easily go up to 100 instead of 50. The rewards for the first 50 could be kept the same, and it could just double like the same shit from 50 to 100. But we also need more of a cap on what we could do daily at that point, or to be able to get more challenges to be able to complete it still to 100. It shouldn't be ridiculously difficult to get to level 100, but I do feel like we should be able to get stuff. And I honestly feel like if it went all the way to 100 or 70 already or whatever, but I'm just gonna say 100 because I feel like more is always better when it comes to rewards in video games that you're paying for. I feel like you get to 50, you get the primo gems and everything, right? That should stay. I feel like if you get to 100, every single battle pass should come with something cool like a skin or a glider or something visual that doesn't actually affect you, like that doesn't affect the account other than visual, that is just cool to have. I feel like that is what battle passes should realistically be. Cosmetic. I feel like the max level on the battle pass should give you something real cool and cosmetic, to be honest. There's the name card. Yeah, I want it to be something cosmetic that you can see without having to pause and look at your character, though. I want a glider or a skin, personally. I feel like that would be a lot better, and I feel like more people would buy it. Name cards are kind of for a lot of people, including me.
I've played Genshin for so long and have amassed so many materials that I don't even really need those materials that much anymore.
That's fair.
I am happy that it's in Honkai Star Rail, where I really do need those materials a lot because I just have so many characters I want to build. For the average player in Genshin, I imagine it's the ability to replay old events, particularly the storylines in them, that really upset them, because that was
this is just depressing me.
A highly requested feature in Genshin for basically as long as the game has been around. Even as early as 1.1 of Genshin Impact, we had a major event called Unreconciled Stars, which introduced a Fatui Harbinger in a small storyline related to the event that is now currently unplayable in the game. I think there are...
The messed up thing about this as well is they could do it so easily, even to make it lore accurate. Listen, there's two ways in which I think Genshin could do this. And there's one way, which would be what I've always said. In the teapot, make an item like the pensive from Harry Potter, where in the pensive, they like pull something out of the head, put it in the water, and put their head in it, and they can relive past memories of whatever it is. That'd be very cool. Or, bro, we literally had it with the Diluc event, the red ley line. Just make a red ley line somewhere, or something along those lines. Get it? Ley lines. And just let us relive past events through red ley lines. It could literally be lore accurate. You could do it. You could do it tomorrow and it makes sense according to the lore, dude.
Many out there who wish they could say that this is an outlier and that it was just one event, it was an early one, and they learned their lesson, and everything after that was just fluff, but that's really not the case.
But they did say it. They didn't say it in a live stream that they were working on it. They said it in one of the dev discussion patch note things that they were working on it. But how long is it going to take at this point? Because that was like a year ago.
Every holiday season, we usually had some Dragonspine event which gave Albedo major character development.
Yup.
At this point, it's hard to even say that if we were to get a feature like this in Genshin Impact, if it would even even work retroactively. Then there are those who prefer to play a little bit more casually, you know? Maybe they miss a few days. Maybe they like to take frequent breaks near the end of patches, and in that time, they miss so many dailies. They miss so much resin. Well, in Honkai Star Rail, they added a reserve for your resin, so when it overcaps, it starts overfilling in the secondary pool at a much reduced rate, but you still get something out of it. It's not just capping and going to waste. They even revamped the endgame already. Now, they didn't do any massive overhauls like a lot of us want done with Spiral Abyss at this point.
I want to say as well, I'm gonna cover a lot of these points here, but Reserve Trailblaze power is a literal godsend for me because I don't play Star Rail that much, and whenever I do log on, I have like 2,400 resin to spend, and I can play for as long as I goddamn want, and it's so fun. I feel like with Genshin, even though I play it almost every day, for example, on the 18th, I'm going to be starting my travels to go to Germany for the concert, right? And I'm not going to be back until the 24th. I don't want to be logging on Genshin every day while I'm on a holiday, even if it's like a business trip and stuff. I don't want to be logging on Genshin every day and stressing about it. It'd be really nice to know that when I get back, I'm going to have a really fun time being able to spend a ton of resin without and just have a longer play session rather than log in every day and just have 5 minutes spending my resin. This is one of the features that I want them to add to Genshin the most out of every single feature Star Rail has, and I think this should be a thing at this point.
They'll get something out of it. It's not just capping and going to waste. They even revamped the endgame already. Now, they didn't do any massive overhauls like a lot of...
No, they did. I genuinely do think this is a massive overhaul if what is going to be said is about the being able to just go to whichever floor of this quote-unquote Spiral Abyss you have already beat. So like if you've already beat up to floor 12, you can just try floor 12 and claim the other rewards. A lot of people really dislike Spiral Abyss and don't do it. I feel like if that was in Genshin, a lot more people would do it because they only have to worry about one floor.
Of us want done with Spiral Abyss at this point. What they have done is they've extended the duration at which you have to do it, made it an entirely new system, added variety to it, and not just variety. That variety was significant in improving Erudition's viability in the endgame by adding a game mode that is heavily AoE based, therefore just increasing the value of AoE characters, which is great when there's a whole path dedicated to that purpose.
I do also think Genshin need to add more types of endgame content. And before everybody starts saying the same thing, even in YouTube comments, because this probably will be going on YouTube, listen, a lot of people took that one interview way back when at face value and also either read way too much into it or didn't read into it at all. All that interview said, and it wasn't even like an official thing anyway, it was a very fucking scuffed interview. All that interview said is that they don't want to add any more endgame content in the same vein as the Spiral Abyss. I remember it word for word, guys. Word for word. I think that's a good thing. I don't think they should add more Spiral Abyss content. I think they should add different content for endgame, such as, just like what Simulated Universe is for Honkai and other types of endgame content. Boss Rush, survive as long as you can. Tower system where you go up per floor, like kind of like the Spiral Abyss, but like it'd be every 10 floors is a boss. Something different that's not just Spiral Abyss 2.0. So many people just assumed they were like, we're never adding combat endgame content. They never said that. They never said that.
In the value of AoE characters, which is great when there's a whole path dedicated to that purpose. Now that is all well and good, you know, great for Honkai Star Rail. I play both games. I'm happy
I have a lot of hopium for that.
With the improvements, but what really got me is the ability to skip earlier floors of the Memory of Chaos. You have completed most of these floors many times before, and now you can
You just don't like comparing the games. They're two different games. Of course, they're going to have different features. Listen, I get that, but there's a certain line that I personally draw when it comes to comparing the games. The games are made by the same company. They're gacha games with the exact same resin system, the exact same level up system, the exact same boss system, the exact same story system, the exact same event system. Those are things that should realistically be compared to each other because they're the same. We're not comparing the combat and the turn-based and everything like that. We're comparing the things that are the same, made by the same company. Different teams, but same company. I feel like it's fair to compare.
Complete a later floor and get credit for everything before it. Which again, great for Honkai Star Rail. Real happy to have that feature over there, but why? Why did the game that has auto battle need this before Genshin Impact did? I have completed floors 9 to 11 so many times.
I don't know a single person that looks forward to completing floor 9 and 10 because it's the exact same enemies every single time.
There's almost no fun to be had in it anymore. My characters, even just average geared, you know, because I roll for so many characters, I try to build them all. No one is really amazing. Even
You have Nuvalet, that's a lie.
And then I can still just stomp everything in those floors. More often than not, they die before I can even start doing what the character's supposed to do. And I mean, if something is dying from Nuvalet's skill and his burst, and you don't even get to use a charge attack, like, what's the fun in that? I want to at least do one rotation, so like, if that content is so easy, like, just let us skip it. Give us credit for it when we've done it 100 times. Let's just change the tone of this, though, because the point of this video was not for me to just crap on everything Genshin is doing and say that Honkai Star Rail is better, as so many like to do these days.
I do think Genshin does so much stuff better than Star Rail as well, by the way. I do want to put that out there. I personally think the story in Genshin is far, far better than Star Rail, and I think the pacing is far, far better. I can't really talk about the events because I feel like Star Rail has a lot of combat events and not many other types of events, and Genshin has a good mix of everything, but don't do anything amazingly for my enjoyment personally. Obviously, there's also exploration, but I can't compare exploration in both games because, again, one's turn-based linear, one is open world. That'd be unfair to compare.
Genshin has been adding a lot of nice things, even if some of these features maybe should have come here a very long time ago, like the expedition renewal. The good thing is that this is one thing that we got that it is now better than Honkai Star Rail's version, except for the fact that in Honkai Star Rail you can do that from anywhere. You don't have to go to one specific NPC, and that also applies for the dailies. So
wait, what is? I missed that. What?
Very long time ago, like the expedition renewal. The good thing is that this is one thing that we got that it is now better than Honkai Star Rail's version.
It is. Honkai Star Rail, you have to do one at a time. Genshin, you can now dispatch everybody all at once, one-click expeditions. That is good.
And except for the fact that in Honkai Star Rail, you can do that from anywhere. You don't have to go to one specific NPC. And that also applies for the dailies. So, you know, maybe give us that too. That'd be great. Leveling artifacts and stuff, that was drastically improved. The artifact filtering system,
you can now get depressed a lot faster. Yeah, that's true.
I really don't know if anyone was really asking for this, and it is quite the complex system, and I do think it is a really useful tool to have. Numerous things, you know, improvements are always coming, and the one good thing I think that has come from Honkai Star Rail is that the quality of life in Genshin was really stagnating for quite a long time, and it really does seem like the introduction of Honkai Star Rail has really lit a fire under them to improve the rate at which they give us these things.
I also agree with that, honestly, I do. I do think since Star Rail release, we've been getting a lot more better quality of life features to Genshin. Even if it's not perfect, it does feel like they're ramping up the rate at which they're pumping them out. I just hope we start to see some things that the community's been asking for a long time, rather than random things that are pretty good, but nobody's vocally been asking for, you know? Artifact loadouts, replayable events, and many more.
It's just, again, it's really weird when Honkai Star Rail gets improvements I don't think anybody was asking for. I mean, like, the daily system improvements are amazing. They are so much easier to complete when they were already so laughably easy compared to Genshin's. Who was asking for this? Why? Why did you give us to us, especially when they might be removed soon? Same with the Battle Pass. They've removed the dailies from the Battle Pass in Honkai Star Rail completely, and now you just have a spend resin one, or spend Trailblaze power for what they call it. Another weird improvement that I don't think anyone was
we have that in Genshin, right? For the Battle Pass? I'm pretty sure we do.
Asking for, because the dailies in both Genshin and Star Rail's Battle Pass are so easy and negligible that, like, you don't need to do them, and most of them are going to complete themselves anyway. So basically removing them and just replacing with a spend resin one, which was like, oh, okay, great. I mean, like, it's easier, and that's good because we now have the repeatable Battle Pass over there. You know, sure does make it easier to get to that 70. And no, I don't think that was because of the law, because that change went live like 7 days after those laws were even proposed, not even officially implemented as laws. So it's
Battle Pass is now only weekly in HSR. There's no dailies. Wow, that's actually really good.
It's highly unlikely, unless they have an insider source, that may have been coming down the pipeline. My thoughts on all of this is that Honkai Star Rail Genshin Impact,
actually, you know, now that you've said that and all of these other things, that might make me start playing Star Rail a little bit more, because now I know I don't have to play every day to keep up with everything. I can just play like maybe once or twice a week. Holy shit, dude. I'm actually not I'm not joking, chat. That's the kind of quality of life that is needed for people to actually want to play more often, I think. I always felt like I was just falling behind all the time.
Obviously both made by HoYoverse, so that gets them compared a lot. They just assume that one change that is good for one, they should just do in the other, and absolutely for a lot of things they should. Like any product in any market or any service, improvement is driven by competition. If your product has no competition, you have almost no drive to improve because you have the entire market. Turn-based gacha games are a dime a dozen. Star Rail's drive to improve is going to be significantly higher than Genshin's, because Genshin just still, even after after all these years doesn't have much strong competition on the market currently. Now there are games on the horizon, and hopefully that drives Genshin to improve even more when they come to be. For now, we're going to have to settle with Honkai Star Rail, and for a lot of the cases, we're going to have to deal with them getting stuff first, it would seem. Now, when Honkai Star Rail's anniversary comes along, that is going...
Oh, Jesus Christ. So when is that again? When is that gonna happen? April 26th or 25th. Okay, fuck. Do you know what I can imagine happening? And I don't... Listen, they're already giving so many good rewards all the time. Do you think they're gonna give much more for the anniversary? For the first anniversary? I don't think they'll give... Do you think... You know what I can see them doing? Do you want to know what I can genuinely see them doing? I don't think they'll give a free 5-star. Don't think they will do anything major like that. I think they'll reset the top-up bonuses, and I think when they reset the top-up bonuses, they'll reset the 300 pity on the standard banner character selector, chat. I think that's what they'll do.
Going to be that's going to be interesting. I don't see any situation where that plays out any differently than just the community going up in flames. Either Star Rail gets a terrible anniversary to match Genshin's, and people probably blame Genshin for it, or it gets an amazing anniversary and Genshin fans are pissed. Either way, should be a fun time to just sit back and watch everything burn. So what was the feature that you really wanted that Star Rail got, if any? Or maybe the other way around somehow, because, I mean, Genshin has some stuff that Star...
Why from this angle does Duvalet and his charge attack look like a whale made of water, the attack of the body? And a lot of people say it actually looks like a water cock.
Rail doesn't? And let me know in the comments below. Thank you to you for watching. Thank you to my patrons and my members for supporting me as always.
Damn, that was a really good video. Jesus Christ. That was a good video. I actually really enjoyed that one. Go check it out, chat. Rathiel, or Rathael. There it is. Go check it out. I've been subbed to Rathael for a while. I think we watched a couple of Rathael's videos before, actually. But that is very good. Hopefully we get some of the quality of life added to Genshin, dude. That would be very, very nice. Very, very nice.